For years, even decades, there were certain things in my life that I worked extremely hard to try to fix, to try to force, try to explain or hold together, that I finally realized at a certain age were not worth the time and effort that I was giving them. There were certain things that I realized never even belonged in my life in the first place. And then there's other things that had served their purpose and didn't need to travel with me into the next season of my life. And I'm pretty sure my way of thinking probably is going to resonate with a lot of you. And for those of you who maybe it doesn't, I hope that after this video, it will. And so today I just want to chat about 7 things that I am no longer forcing in my life. And so one of those things is trying to remember everything and just accepting that I only have a certain bandwidth and a certain capacity for information, and that there are aids and supports to help me remember and recall the things that I need to remember and recall. And I don't have to just depend on my brain. And so with that being said, I will be using my phone to remember all of these 7 things and to remember everything that I wanted to talk to y'all about today. But before we get into that, hold on for a second, because your girl is hot as usual and I need to turn on the ceiling fan. I'll be right back. Okay. I don't even know what made me think I could come in here and do this without this ceiling fan going. But anyway, I digress. So the first thing that I am going to stop forcing, or I have stopped forcing, I should say, are one-sided friendships. I just can't do it. I need reciprocity in my friendships. I don't mean a tit for tat, I did this for you, so you need to do this for me. It's just those friendships where you only hear from people when they need you. And when you need them, you can't find them in the daytime with a flashlight. Those people who, when you talk to them, they only want to talk about themselves and what they have going on in their life, and then soon, and yes, I said soon, as you mention something about you, they are instantly bored and ready to hang up or move to the next thing about them. But every time something happens with them, they expect you to be front and center. It's those people who you can call and they don't answer and they don't return the call. But when they call you and you're not available, you're getting a text, hello, or hey, I tried to call you. I don't have time for that. So I let those kind of friendships go because they're draining and they're not reciprocal, and it's clear that it's one-sided, meaning that they don't really care about you for anything other than how you can be a benefit to them. And life is too short for that. I don't want to have to worry about where I stand with someone. I don't feel like wondering if I'm being taken advantage of, if I'm being manipulated. I just don't have time for that in my life. And some of those relationships that I had to let go were long-standing relationships. But in hindsight, I'm like, was it ever really authentic, or was it just for the benefit of that other person? And so I had to let it go. And when I say let it go, it's not that I hate these people or I'll never speak to them again. It's just that what I really had to do was lower my expectations, set my boundaries, and move accordingly. And that is okay. And I didn't feel like I needed to do anything different. I didn't have to explain it. I didn't need to have a conversation because they weren't owed that, for the simple fact that the whole reason why I'm moving the way I'm moving now is because you never considered me anyway. And so one-sided friendships, they had to go. So the next thing that I decided to no longer force is clothes that don't make me feel good. And when I say clothes, I'm really going to say shoes that don't make me feel good. So I am about 5'8", and I have been this height probably since about 6th or 7th grade. Like, I was that girl who was definitely taller than all of my friends, taller than most of the boys and a lot of the teachers. And so when I was younger and girls first started getting into high heels and things, that was not my jam, because at my young age, the last thing I wanted to do was stand out any more than I already was. And so I was always a sneakers and a flats girl. I didn't really get into heels until I was probably about 35 and over. And when I finally got comfortable in heels, I loved heels, and the taller, the better. I was confident with my height. It didn't make me feel uncomfortable. I didn't mind coming in and being statuesque. I mean, it was kind of like my signature. Like, yeah, I'm the tall lady. It was fine with me. And so I really embraced it, and you hardly saw me without heels. Well, now I'm still comfortable with my height, but what I realize is these knees do not like heels very much anymore. And so I'm not going to keep forcing it. And even though I am a professional, I go to a lot of events, I do a lot of speaking engagements, I do a lot of engagements and galas, I don't force myself to wear heels. I do wear heels from time to time, but it's not something like I feel like I have to have in order to look feminine, or I have to have on in order to look professional. If I'm feeling it that day, I'll do it. If I'm not, I won't. I will throw on sneakers with my business suit. I will throw on sneakers with a maxi dress. I will throw on sneakers with a ball gown. And shout out to whoever created sneaker balls. Wonderful, because dancing and prancing all night in high heels for women of a certain age, especially those of us who have dealt with fluctuating weight. It's like when I'm at my ideal weight, it feels great. But when I'm struggling and I'm at that not so optimal weight for my frame, then the heels just are not the thing for me because of my knees. And so I stopped forcing it. I stopped feeling like I was underdressed or I wasn't meeting the expectations of what fashion are supposed to be. I throw on my sneakers, I throw on my flats, and I keep it moving. And if you're curious about how to do that and make that work, I will make sure to drop a link in the description box below, and probably in one of the end cards, my video where I showed how I did a whole week of professional outfits with sneakers. It's possible, and I did it one time without even recognizing it, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make a video about this. And if I might say so myself, I looked really cute. All of those outfits were amazing, and I got so many compliments. And it's so funny how we can help other women without even knowing, and they just see things that we do, and they'll come up to us like, oh my gosh, I never thought about wearing sneakers with my suit. I never thought about wearing sneakers with my dress. Because I know back in the day, and I grew up in the East Coast in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and so there's a lot of public transportation, and women would go back and forth to work from the downtown areas, riding the buses, the subways, the trains, whatever, and they would wear their sneakers during their commute from their office to the bus stop or the train station or whatever. And so, but when they got to the office, they would put on their heels. And so a lot of people didn't like to wear sneakers with their outfit because it looked more like your little commute type of thing. But now, and again, back then too, the sneakers weren't as stylish. You didn't have as many options. But now, no, there are sneakers in every different shape, all different colors, patterns. Like, you can really make it work and actually be a part of your outfit and not just look like, oh, your feet must hurt or you must be getting ready to walk a long distance. So yeah, I don't force it. Heels are cute, but they're not cute enough for me to be uncomfortable. And even if I throw on some heels with something and I'm feeling it that day, trust and believe there are some sneakers or some flats in my handbag or in my car. I'm just not forcing it. The next thing I am no longer forcing is trying to be understood by everyone. And I am definitely someone who has felt misunderstood for most of my life. And because I just think differently, I act a little differently, but I had to come to the realization that that's okay. I am who I am. And I shouldn't have to feel like I have to force people to understand me. I was someone who felt like I had to explain everything. I didn't like to be questioned. It made me feel uncomfortable. Anytime someone would ask me a question or question something I was doing, I would automatically feel like I needed to explain it because I would get defensive. I don't get defensive anymore. If people understand me, if we're on the same page, cool. If we're not, that's cool as well. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Everyone is entitled to their own way of thinking. And I shouldn't feel less than just because I don't feel or think the same as you. And that's even in relationships. It's okay to agree to disagree. I no longer feel the desire to have to force my point or have to have someone come into agreement with me in order for me to feel comfortable doing what I'm doing. Because oftentimes when you are that type of person that you need to explain everything, it's because you're looking for validation from other people and you're not really comfortable or confident in the situation or in the decision that you're making. And I had to be real with myself with that. Like, why am I so determined or hell bent on making somebody understand or agree? Is it because I really need their approval, or is it because I'm questioning or doubting myself? Because if it's the latter, then that's an inside job and something I need to work on. And no matter what anybody else says, I'm still going to suffer with that. And so when I did the work and gained the confidence and learned how to trust myself, I really released that desire to have to get buy-in. I know that I am someone who is intelligent. I know I'm someone who does my research. I know that I'm someone who is very thoughtful in the decisions that I make. And so I need to be okay with that no matter who doesn't agree with me, because I also know that no matter what decision I make, whether it's approved or validated by someone else, at the end of the day, the only person who is going to have to be accountable for that decision is me. And so I'm also not the type of person to want to blame other people for anything I do. So therefore, I need to be okay with my yeses being yes, my no's being no, and trusting the decisions I make, and also being willing to accept all, if any, consequences that might come along with that decision, and not needing someone else to be a part of that process. I mean, I'm telling you, I would explain myself even without anybody asking a question. I would come to someone, and whether it was my parents, my husband, whatever, with an idea or a decision I made, and immediately go into an explanation for why I was deciding to do this without even being questioned. But if someone asked me a question, child, then I was on overdrive. I'm coming up with exhibit A, exhibit B, and this is the reason why, and this is what I did, and I know what I'm talking about. I don't do that anymore. I trust myself, and I also have stopped accepting unsolicited advice because I know what I'm doing. If I don't, then I'll ask questions. If I ask for your advice or your opinion, then I'm going to be open to it. But if I don't, then you could go ahead and assume that's because I don't need it and I don't want it. And I don't feel like I have to force anybody to understand why I make the decisions that I make. All right. Number 4. I am no longer forcing opportunities that don't value me. Believe it or not, as assertive as I am, as confident as I am, I still went through a period in my life where I was somewhat of a people pleaser. And I would say yes to things that I really did not want to say yes to. I would be involved in things that I really did not want to be involved in because I didn't want to upset people or because I didn't want people to look at me a certain way. I also used to suffer from fear of missing out, thinking that I needed to be in every room, every event, every meeting. And when I wasn't invited, wondering, why wasn't I invited? Well, I don't force that kind of stuff anymore. I also was the type of person that when I was having events, I would be concerned about who's going to show up. Is anybody going to show up? Are people going to enjoy it? Are they going to get value? And so I had to start thinking about that and realize that I only need to be concerned about showing up in the places where I am valued and invited. I also had to realize that when I am doing things, that whoever is supposed to be there is going to be there, and whoever shows up deserves 100% of me and not just partial because I'm, what's the word I'm looking for? Distracted by who's not in the room. And so I don't force those things. Again, a lot of this is about lowering your expectations of people. And when I say lowering your expectations of people, it's not like in this negative way and always just assuming that people are going to let you down. It's just that you can't expect something from someone that they never offered. And so I had to think about things like that. And so I stopped worrying about it. I show up where I want to show up. I get involved in the things that I want to get involved in. Even if there's something I want to be involved in, if I wasn't invited, I don't question it. I don't think about it because I know now at this big age that what's for me is for me. What opportunities are out there for me are going to find me. I don't have to search for it. I don't have to force it. I don't have to create it. What I have to do is just keep being me, keep doing what I'm doing, keep showing up where I am appreciated and valued, and everything is going to fall in line. And once I stopped forcing those things, I realized how much time I was freeing up for myself, how much energy I was freeing up for myself. And I also realized too that nothing stopped. I kept moving forward. There was always progress. There was always opportunities. And sometimes there were opportunities that I was fixated on and wanting to be a part of so bad that I was missing out on the things that were there for me. Well, I don't do that anymore. I only do what feels right and what happens organically. And I don't worry about the rest. I don't concern myself with why I wasn't invited to this, why I wasn't offered that, why this opportunity wasn't given to me. I am just completely content knowing that as long as I follow my path and I live my journey, everything that I'm supposed to have, I'm going to have it. And so we ain't forcing that. Let's see. Have I just been saying next, haven't I? I don't think that I have been saying numbers, but we are on number 5. I am no longer forcing the body that I had at 25 years old. Now, what I want to do is be healthy. I want to be fit. I want to look good in my clothes. But I realized that those clothes might be a different size than they used to be. But I had to kind of get over trying to recreate that 25-year-old body and feeling like when I am eating healthy and doing exercises that I'm not getting results because I don't look like I used to look. I've had to come to terms with, accept, and even appreciate that this body is not the same body as it was in 2005. That this body is serving me and has served me, but it has a right to change. I realize that in this phase of my life, my hormones are different, my muscle tone is different, and I'm never going to get that body that I had at 25, and I'm going to stop forcing it, meaning I'm going to stop trying to exercise myself to death, running miles and miles and miles and miles, wearing out my bones, putting all that fatigue on my body and building cortisol, only to be disappointed and knowing that that body is still not going to come back. I am no longer going to be starving myself, depriving myself of all the foods I love, trying to get back to the body that I had when I was 25. I'm not forcing that anymore, because no matter how much I force it without a lot of surgery and medication, and even then, I'm probably never going to get that body. But that's fine. That body served me then. This body is serving me now. And what I need to do to show appreciation for this body that has been carrying me for almost 55 years is give this body what it needs today, and realize that the things that worked for me back then are not going to work for me now, but that's okay, because what's most important are the numbers, not that show on the scale, but the numbers that show on that blood pressure cuff, the numbers that show in that blood work. Those are the things that are most important. And so that's what I'm most focused on now. I'm not worried about what size I am, the measurements. I just want to make sure that I'm healthy. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to continue to exercise, but the exercise isn't about just losing weight and seeing the number drop on the scale. Because the funny thing is, about 3 years ago, I got back to my senior high school weight. But let me tell you something, it did not look the same. So the moral of the story is, the numbers don't mean anything. It's about your body composition, and gravity takes its toll. Menopause takes its toll. Hormonal changes take their toll, and we just need to learn to accept that, and that's okay. And so now I sit here with you today, loving the body that I'm in, not trying to force myself back to a 25-year-old Stae, and just doing everything in my power to be as healthy as I can today at 54. All right, so number 6, and this one's similar to number 1, but it's, I'm no longer forcing relationships that have already run their course. Now, for me, this has been a little bit difficult, because I have been very fortunate to have some amazing friends in my life, and amazing friends who I have had literally since elementary school for a couple of them, and amazing friends that I met like in my 20s, and we are still the best of friends today. And those relationships are easy. I don't have to wonder about them. I trust these people explicitly, and it's awesome. And so I think because I had such an ease of relationships throughout my life, that as I got older and I moved to a new state and different things, I just again had that unrealistic expectation that that's what friendship was. And so as I started to meet new people and build new relationships, it was kind of difficult for me when I would realize that this is not really my friend. And so I would want to have conversations, and I would want to try to fix it. Conflict resolution, have a meeting of the minds. But it took me some time to realize that some people just aren't your friend. And some friendships and relationships just run their course. And I had to remember reason, season, lifetime. Some people are just in your life for a specific reason. Some people are in your life just for a specific season. But then if you're lucky, you will have those other people who are in your life for a lifetime. But in my mind, because I do believe that I'm someone who is a pretty good judge of people, judge of character, and I'm not a collector of friends. And so when there was somebody that I deemed worthy of my friendship, I felt like, okay, we locked in. But things happen, life happens, people change. Sometimes, even in regular friendships, you're just meeting a representative at first and you just have to let it go. Or you realize, yeah, I was friends with that person during this time because we were working on this project together, or we both had this in common. And now that friendship has run its course, because I'm definitely the type of person who does like to fix things. It's hard for me to just give up on people, but I'm not going to force it anymore. It's like I have probably had my last difficult conversation with somebody who I consider like a new friend. I have just adopted that mindset that when things fizzle out, just let them fizzle out. There is no need to have certain conversations. There's no need to overthink things. Just let it go. And it's okay. Reason, season, lifetime. And it's okay to still be cordial with those people. It's okay to still be friendly with those people, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be friends, and it's okay. And so I'm not forcing any friendships. I am not wasting my time trying to figure out stuff. I'm just going to keep it moving and be grateful for those friends that I've had for a long, long time, and just relish in those relationships. And anybody else who comes and goes, they can just come and go. So last but not least is I'm no longer forcing perfection in my consistency. And this one pertains a lot to the YouTube channel and other things as well. I love doing YouTube and I love creating these videos. I love the community that we have been building. But I was putting so much pressure on myself to be consistent and show up twice a week on certain days at certain times. And putting that type of pressure on myself was making me not love it as much. And the reason why I wasn't showing up wasn't just because I was lazy or I didn't care. It's because other things took priority at certain times. I am a business owner. I am a founder of a nonprofit organization. I am a wife. I am a mother. I sit on several boards in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I am a friend. I am someone who likes to travel. That's a lot of stuff for one person. I'm someone who's trying to take care of my body. I'm a sister. I'm an aunt. So there are a lot of things that I'm doing. And unfortunately and fortunately, because I'm fortunate for all of those hats I get to wear, but that means that sometimes I cannot be as consistent as I thought I needed to be. Meaning there are only 7 days in a week, 24 hours in a day. And in order for me to be able to continue to love the things that I do and do them and be happy, I have to make sure that I do not risk burnout and practice my self-care and prioritize. And sometimes certain things have a greater priority than others. And it's so funny because with what I do professionally in my coaching, I am always telling people, stop looking for work-life balance, because in order for something to be balanced, that means that things need to be equal and even at all times, which in life is nearly impossible. And so I realized through that I was not practicing what I preached, because what I tell people is, instead of looking for that work-life balance, you need to look for work-life harmony, or just life harmony as a whole, because whether it's work or personal life, it's still just our life. And so we need harmony, meaning that if you think of harmony in a choir, there are certain times where the sopranos are going to be louder than the altos, but then there's other times where the altos are going to be louder than the sopranos, or maybe the tenors or the bass are carrying it. But then there's sometimes when everybody is singing at the same tone. But no matter what, as long as all things are going, we're going to have harmony, and that is perfect music. And that's what we need to think of our lives as. And so with the consistency, what I can guarantee for YouTube is I am going to show up as much as I can. I definitely care about this channel. I care about our tribe, but I'm no longer going to force sticking to a set schedule, because what happens is I set up a schedule. I try to force myself to stick to it. Something happens. Something else comes up, I get a big contract, or I have a speaking engagement, and it takes a lot of my time, and so I'm not able to do this, but now I feel bad because I couldn't do it, and then I'm kicking myself because I couldn't do it, and I'm feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm failing. And it's like, no, I have to let that go. And I felt like the only options I have is just to either say I'm not doing YouTube anymore, or to just be honest with myself and say, I still love doing YouTube. I just can't stick to that type of set schedule. And then to go back to something else I said earlier is I can't just worry about how many people are going to come to the channel and growing the channel in numbers. I have to realize that I'm doing this for a specific reason, for a targeted audience, and the people who are supposed to be here are going to be here, and they're going to show up and consume this content, whether I show up twice a week, twice a month, or twice a year, because they value the content that I provide. And that's what I have to worry about and concern myself with. So whether we never reach past this, I can't even remember how many subscribers I have now, but whether we stay in the 1,000s or we go to 10,000, the channel still matters to me, and the tribe still matters to me. So just like I'm not going to keep focusing on the numbers on that scale, I'm not going to keep focusing on the numbers in my YouTube studio. I just know that I am here for the people who are here from me, and the people who are here, and the reason that they're watching these videos probably means that they're dealing with some of this same stuff. And what I always want to do is be able to come to you authentically and candidly and just be vulnerable and honest. And so I'm no longer forcing that type of consistency and pressure. And the same goes for like even my eating habits. It's like I do my best to eat well and to eat healthy, but I'm not forcing myself to do that every single day. If there's a day where I mess up, then I just messed up. Guess what? I always have tomorrow, or either later on today. You can always get things back on the right track, but I just have to be realistic with myself. And so that's where I am now. Those are just 7 of the things that I'm no longer forcing. Just want to make sure that I did all 7, which I did. And so, yeah, those are the things that I'm no longer forcing. At 54, my focus is on peace, authenticity, and loving life and living life to the fullest. And just trusting myself and knowing that whatever I'm doing my best. So hopefully something I said resonated with some of you. And if there's something that you are no longer forcing at this big age, I would love to hear about it. Drop it down in the comments below and let's talk about it. Also, if you have never been to the channel before, welcome, welcome, welcome. And since you're here and you've made it to the end, and if you've made it to the end, go ahead and give me a brown heart emoji in the comment section. But if you've made it to the end, you might as well go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become a permanent part of this Lifer tribe. And to my returning Lifer tribe members, thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you, and you know I love each and every one of you to bits and pieces. Please drop a comment down below, hit the thumbs up, and then they got this new thing, y'all, where you can hype the video. So go ahead and hype up your girl, and I would really, really appreciate it. And y'all know the drill. Always be kind and love one another, but never forget to live your life. LYFE. Love yourself first explicitly. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.